let's see what these trainers up here have to offer. Now, as far as I know, I don't think any of these people have any fire types on their team, if at all. If I'm wrong, then I'll get Skarmy out of there so that way it won't take a whole lot of damage from fire types. So yeah, as of right now, I don't think any of these people have any fire types, so I should be safe. Anyway, last video, I was talking a little bit about Generation 9. Well, we do know the starters and their respective abilities, but that leads me to wonder, what are their hidden abilities going to be? Well, for one thing, since it's a new generation, you gotta expect some new abilities to come about. Well, I wonder what they're going to be, but as we get to more information over the next few months, hopefully we get to see any new abilities. And for that matter, if we do see any Pokemon with their respective hidden abilities, I wonder how we're going to get them, because it seems to me that Game Freak always finds a unique way to have us get certain Pokemon with their respective hidden ability. Well, for one thing, in Generation 7, I always found it pretty nice how we get the certain Pokemon with their hidden ability. Oh, okay, this person wants to register her number in my Pokénap so I can rematch her again. I always find it hard to get the rematches to trigger up here since, well, I have to go inside the cable car building and then back out again in hopes of having the rematches activate. But the problem is, I can't use my bike inside the building since, well, it is a building and you can't use your bike. So, as you can imagine, it's kind of annoying. Anyway, since we know... Oh, great. Confuse Ray. Okay, I really hope I hit my move, because if I don't, then I'm going to be forced to use my yellow flute. Okay, please hit this Steel Wing, please. Oh, come on. Well, at least the damage isn't all that much. Okay, good thing I have these flutes handy, so that way I don't have to deal with this crap. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, alright. Because usually when I get confused, the Pokemon that causes confusion will confuse me again if I use something to snap myself out of confusion, and that's very annoying. Anyway, as I was saying, I know for a fact that certain Pokemon from past generations are going to make a comeback in Scarlet and Violet, and when that happens, I wonder how we're going to get their respective hidden abilities. So I do remember back in Generation 7, that being Sun and Moon, I do love the unique way we actually get the hidden abilities. Do I want to take a dip with you? Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, come on. Yeah, beauties. Gotta love them. I don't think I have any more to say about that, because I think everything has been said. Anyway, the way it works in Sun and Moon, well, those certain Pokemon that call out for help, well, occasionally, the Pokemon they summon for help, they can have their hidden ability. I always thought that was a pretty nice way of getting certain Pokemon with their respective hidden ability, even though it kind of takes a little time in order for them to spawn. I mean, I do remember trying to get a Alolan Vulpix with Snow Warning. First time around, I believe it took me at least almost like 1 to 2 hours in trying to get it, and I couldn't get it at all. Yes, 1 to 2 hours. Okay, what's next besides Skarmory? Okay, Sceptile. Okay, hopefully these two don't have any fire types on their team, even though this person is talking about fire. Okay, hopefully you don't have any fire types on your team. But I believe in Ultra Sun and Moon, one of those games, I did resume trying to get a Alolan Vulpix with Snow Warning, and yes, eventually I did get it. Along with a little bit of help from certain abilities, such as Intimidate, or Unnerve, or Pressure. Okay, Steel Wing on this, and Leaf Blade on that. So yes, I always thought that Generation 7's way of getting Pokemon with their hidden abilities was the best way to get them. Anyway, back to Generation 9. Since, well, we don't really know the legendaries quite yet, you gotta know that maybe there is a third legendary that's coming out. But what is it? Well, we don't know quite yet. All I know is, the legendary Pokemon that will eventually be revealed, they're probably going to be kind of orange looking, or maybe kind of purplish, since, well, it is Scarlet and Violet, so naturally, maybe the legendaries will have something to do with the title, since, well, it's supposed to be a covered legendary, after all. Well, I'm not really sure if the game is going to take place in Spain or anything, or maybe if the game is based off of Spain. But if it is, hopefully they throw in some pretty good Pokemon. Okay, hopefully I come back later on in order to fight this person. I'm not really sure if I can trigger the battles or not. Okay, with those 2 trainers down, I can now go back to Lavaridge Town and take on the gym. Okay, on the Jack Pass, there's one person I didn't talk to last video. Okay, it's this person right here, sorry about that. Some people cleverly ride their bikes up this horrible bumpy pass. Yes, that being the acro bike. Like I said, I was considering to get the acro bike in order to go back up Jack Pass using those little rock thingies, but I need the mock bike for something later on, so yeah, I didn't want to do that plan. Anyway, since I'm going to the Lavaridge Town Gym, both Skarmory and Sceptile are weak to fire, so that means, looks like I have to use just Gardevoir in the gym. And I know for a fact there's a double battle that I can do, but I don't want Skarmory or Sceptile to get hurt, so looks like I'm going to have to do that battle in single battles. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to switch Gardevoir up first. Okay, so let's see what this guy has to say here about Flannery. Yes, I do know that, since the word fire is written all over her name. Don't get too close to her, I'll burn. How is she gonna burn me, actually? What her words? Hold her down with water. Given the fact that a lot of people think she's hot, I think we all know what they want to hose her down with. Hold on a second. I believe there's supposed to be a trainer on the right. Yes, I tend to forget about that trainer all the time, but not this time. Yeah, after I fight Flannery, this person here actually reveals himself, which makes me see that I forgot all about him, but not this time. So yeah, whatever the legendaries will be in Scarlet and Violet, hopefully they're pretty good looking, with some pretty decent stats. Because given the legendaries over the years, well, I guess some of them ended up in Uber because they were just too damn good, such as Reshiram and Zekrom, and possibly some others too, such as Kyogre and Groudon as well. I don't know about Zacian since, well, 170 base attack plus its attack boost when it comes out. Yeah, that's pretty hardcore, I will admit, so I'm not surprised if maybe Zacian would end up in Ubers or something, or maybe it is, I don't know. Oh, Future Sight? No thanks, I never really liked that move to begin with. So I use Future Sight and then like 2 to 3 turns from now it hits. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that move. I can walk on hot coals barefoot. Isn't that some sort of tradition in Hawaii or something? Cause I remember seeing that somewhere. I'm not really sure where, but I do remember seeing something like that. Anyway, since the games are coming out, I guess I should expect some version exclusives, much to my dismay. I think I recall seeing Larvitar in the trailer, I believe. Or I don't really remember, but I do remember seeing Larvitar there. Gee, I wonder what game it's going to be in. Well, when Sword and Shield came out, I knew for a fact that Larvitar was going to be in Shield, since before buying the game, I did a little bit of research as to what Pokemon would appear in which game. Unfortunately, since I chose Shield, since Larvitar is in there, I missed out on some Pokemon that I could have actually used. But since the DLC came out for Sword and Shield, well, I guess some Pokemon that I saw in there, they were pretty good. Even though my post-game team was complete already, still, I could have made some room for whatever Pokemon I really want to use. You became a fan of Flannery's power. Okay, sure, whatever floats your boat. I think this guy wants more than Flannery's power. Know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving on. I don't know if I'm gonna get to Flannery in this video, but if I am, then I have a strategy in order to take down her team. Since I know for a fact that one of her Pokemon has Flash Fire on it, hopefully I could send Gardevoir out, and whatever Pokemon has Flash Fire, I could trace it, and if Gardevoir gets Flash Fire, then that means she can't touch me at all with her fire moves. Which means her stab moves won't work against me at all, which means I'm free to possibly set up on her if I really want to, with Calm Mind possibly. Can my Pokemon withstand 392 degree heat? That's pretty hot, don't you think? I don't know why he's saying that, because I don't think anybody could survive that. I believe his lineup text was changed in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, as well as his name, actually. So his name is Cool Trainer Gerald, but in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I believe he was renamed to Ace Trainer Zane, I believe. How do I know this? Well, that's just one of the names that I remember. I really don't know how I know that. It's just something that's stuck into my mind. The temperature of magma is 392 degrees. Okay. Nice to know. They should easily survive in magma? No, I don't think so. I mean, who could survive in magma, let alone lava? And for that matter, I don't think he was very specific on what the temperature was. Like either Fahrenheit or Celsius. He didn't really say that. He just said 392 degrees. I mean, it would help if he was a little bit more specific as to the degrees or something. But I'm no scientist or anything, so I don't really know what he's talking about. Anyway, I love the way this gym looks in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Instead of all this hot sand here, I believe it was been replaced by some hot spring water, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. In addition, I think the amount of trainers in the gym were kind of decreased, as well as some new trainer classes inside the gym, such as a ninja boy who was hiding himself in the hot spring water. Well, for one thing, the gimmick in this gym, well, I guess it did come back in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, although it was a little bit different, actually. I believe I see some not-so-hidden trapdoors in the gym. And also, I believe the platforms, I believe they were under some kind of geyser that takes me up to the top floor of the gym, I believe. Yeah, I don't think my explanation is pretty good, but yeah, I'm trying my very best here. If I spend too much time in hot sand, it chuckles me out. Well, I never spent any time in hot sand before, but I will admit, I think I was buried in sand a little bit. I mean, I never really visited any beaches all that much, but I do remember being buried in sand. And it wasn't hot anyway. Well, actually, the sand was hot, but it wasn't really, like, really hot or anything. Anyway, I think there's only one more person left in this gym, and then I take on Flannery. But I don't think I have enough time to fight her in this one video. I always thought there was another trainer in here. Otherwise, I would have said there were 2 more trainers left in here, but I looked up on Therapy or Bubblepedia to see if there was any more trainers in this gym, but it looks like there's only one more trainer here. So after I'm done fighting the last trainer, I think I'm just gonna go back and heal, possibly off screen, and fight off Flannery. Okay, where's that trainer? Is she here? Okay, here she is. But in Ruby and Sapphire, obviously the amount of trainers were decreased since double battles didn't exist yet. I think you know why. But given how Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are remakes, I take it maybe there could have been some double battles or something. I'm not too sure. As for Flannery in Rising Ruby and Sinking Sapphire, well, I guess she was somewhat easy, despite the fact that I believe one of her Pokemon had Drought on it, which brings out the sun. But I don't think that was much of a problem to me at all, since, well, I had Gardevoir and Blaziken by my side, so it wasn't really too much of a deal. Okay, let me look around to see if there's any more trainers here. Just to be sure. Okay, is there somebody here? Nope, nobody's here. Okay, so the path I'm supposed to take is the one in the middle. And the last path I'm supposed to take is the one on the right. Occasionally I get this wrong, but it looks like I got it right this time around. Okay, and here's Flannery. And it looks like I don't have enough time to fight her, so I'm just going to leave the battle off next time. So join me then for a pretty heated battle.